Hello, good day. Welcome to our listeners. My name is Dibia Wangu Chendo. I am here to talk on the topic tradition, ọdịnala ma ọ bụ ọdịnanị. Tradition is the ancient way of worshiping natural spirits of the land, water, fire, and air. It has been the way in which one can get his or her heart desires from the ancestral spirit. This means that tradition has been in existence before the advent of Christianity, before Christianity was brought to Igbo land. During our forefathers' era, tradition existed and will continue to exist even in the next generation. You see, tradition has been existing before Christian religion. Let's say Christian religion uh, was imported. Yes, that's the right word. So it's almost impossible for religion to overpower tradition. For those that are not aware, you should be aware today that it's highly impossible. Even though they tried with lots of false accusations, false teachings, and campaigns of falsehood that made our people to destroy their ancestral spirit, ancestral abode. And this has affected many kindred. If you go around now in Igbo society, you will see there are families that are facing affliction. This affliction is because they have ignorantly damaged and destroyed what their forefathers left behind. Things like Obi, Ndi Ichie, some call it Obi in their dialect, some call it Obu, Akwali Omumu or Oda Omumu, some call it Emumu. There are other sacred trees that were cut down. These trees are spiritual trees and very sacred. That when our forefathers instituted them, there was a covenant between them and the instituted spirit. Now, these spirits are what people are now scared to deal with. But things done then was for the benefit of the family. If your ancestors hate you, will they covenant with those spirits to destroy you? Now, what will you believe the false narrative that everything about our tradition is evil? It is not evil. Ọdịnanị mean ọdịbendị, ọdịnanị from the ground. This is to show you how powerful the earth is. Ala, ani, ajani. Now, spiritual traits like Ngu is a powerful and strong protective spirit. We have Oji, the huge mighty Oji. This Oji stands for wealth and protection. Some call Oji Usisi Mua. There is no Chi. Ojukwu, you hear of Akwu Ojukwu. Akwu Ojukwu is a powerful poison or charm neutralizer. It is used for healing. It has a lot of healing properties, spiritual properties. These are the things that we destroyed ignorantly. If you have noticed while growing up that some of these trees were wrapped with white clothes, this is to show respect. Because n'osisi a bụ osisi mmụọ, ọ bụ mmụọ na-apụ apụ. And ọ na-ejelu families ozi, ọ na-alụlụ for ọlụ ife a lot of families ji wee dị ebube. Because na ụka bịazela. Anyị jide ife anyị wee kpodie isi n'ana. You could like to borrow a leaf from countries like China, India, Japan. Look at India that export their culture to us. Hmm? We watch them on our cable TV like Z World. And their culture is well packaged and attractive. They package their culture and also their own spirituality. We see them praying before those statues. And we say, oh, this one is carved, is made of gold. This one is made of bronze, is made of silver. But ours is carved out of wood, strong wood, mahogany, hmm? Sandalwood, very strong. And those ones carved out of wood were the ones the Christian colonizers pillaged and took away to foreign land, took away to their countries. Now you pay money to go and see them in the museum. What we have, we should learn to cherish them. Well, however, they try so much to destroy our tradition, they did not succeed with the false accusation. You know, this tradition is the natural way of worshiping spirits, though some people are turning it into something evil and demonic by doing what our ancestors abhor, what they don't like. You know, this has put so many people off. They now see tradition as evil belief. We should be truthful to ourselves. Even in Christianity, there are good aspects of Christianity and there are bad aspects of it. There are good people in there and there are bad people in there. The same is obtainable in tradition. You see, life is all about balance, good and bad. It is left for you to choose. Where do you want to belong? Which one do you want to propagate? Are you for good or for evil? In tradition, we have natural spirits that have been existing even before our forefathers. We have spirits like Alosi, ancestors, that's n'onu Igbo, ancestors ndị ichie. We have marine spirits, ndị mmili, ancestral spirits like Udo, Ugwugwu, Ngene, Ngwu, Akpụ, Ọjị, Akwali ọmụmụ, Agwụ, Arọbụrụ agụ, Anị maọbụ aja anị. These are the spirits that make up tradition. You see, every human created has spiritual link with all these spirits. But they can only bless and protect those who recognize and venerate them in spirit, in uprightness, in holiness, in sacredness. That is what we don't know. That in tradition, these fine qualities exist. Many abandon tradition for religion. Why many abandon religion to tradition based on their beliefs and reason? Well, actually, true living, that is when one can make one live long. When you live true, you speak the truth, you are good to your neighbors. In fact, everything about us was packaged in the Bible. Yet some of us are ignorant of it. We praise, we praise those people and say, oh, they've done good for us. If not for them, we would have been killing twins and would have been running around stark naked. A lot of other things. Well, actually, we are moving on with time. We'll get to know that we had all these things before the advent of Christianity. Ours was a peaceful society, devoid of rancor, devoid of bickering, devoid of atrocities, devoid of prostitution. You see, religion believes in false and man-made doctrines. Yes, we should know this. It is always against tradition. Why should it be? When countries like India succeed with it and export it to other nations, why can't we in Igbo? Kedu ife kpatara na anyị ama mme ka nke anyị dịla anyị mma? A sị ọdịbendị dịrị ha, sịkwa na ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ. Kedu ka anyị si egosi ụwa na ụzọ ndụ ka ọ bụ? How do we show the world? How do we bring out the goodness in our tradition? You see, Nollywood is another facet of our lives, because it's like almost everybody in Nigeria, in Igbo land, they watch Nollywood. And most of our children don't know about our history. They think that what they watch in Nollywood is what our tradition and culture is all about. No, it is not. Hmm? Why must religion always be against tradition? Now, when you watch this Nollywood movie, you will see how our tradition is constantly and systematically demonized. And at the end of the day, religion is promoted as the all-saving, the almighty, the all-worthy. You see, you see, but at last, so many religionists always regret, because slowly they come to realize that religion is filled with doctrines and dogmas. Many who know the truth but that are afraid of being known for one, they stand on both sides. You see, it is a reality. When one day Nigeria can go more tradition and religion, you mix it together. Hamazi chi nke zara ha ekpere, ọchị ndị ụka ka ọchị nke ọdịnanị. The mistake our parents made, which affected us. I plead with my listeners that we should not repeat this in our generation. A lot of people are awakening. They are coming to terms with tradition. So we need to pay more attention on our spirituality and tradition more than religion, because every country has their own tradition. And a generation without tradition have no future. Yes, because they always end up in crisis, confusion. They have this head mentality that nothing good comes out of us. Nothing good, oh, thanks to the white man, nothing good can come out of our tradition. It is evil, it is demonic. No. That when they see kola nut, you see someone, they become afraid that his brother or sister is holding kola nut in his hand. They be like, oh, or the fetish. You see, because of all this crisis and confusion and head mentality, you see how people, they become subdued into beliefs of white supremacy. Because I believe that religion is all about white supremacy, but our people are so ignorant that they don't know. Tradition comes with peace of mind. There is benefit in tradition. You see, since I acknowledge my tradition, that was the first thing I experienced in my life. Peace, absolute peace and tranquility. Peace of the mind, peace of the body and of the soul. Unlike when I was a Christian, religion is always threatening me that I'll go to hell. And I know that hell does not exist. I normally ask in church, why is this God white and I'm a black person? There is no resemblance. Do we have the same DNA? Or is there a generation that were white before I became a black person in my own family? Why is my hair not like that of the Caucasian? Mine is thick, black, and woolly, coily. Huh. So, if you come back to tradition, you will experience peace, absolute peace. Tradition does not threaten you that you will go to hell. It does not make you conform to doctrines. So, religion promises one heaven. Therefore, lots of Christians resorted in making earth inhabitable for others. Yes. If you don't do well on earth, how do you think you are a candidate of heaven? You see, all these are part of the mental slavery, the constant brainwashing from generation to another generation that most times our elders, they don't even have an idea of what our tradition is all about. They are bereft. They can't tell us this is how their forefathers, their great great grandfathers did it. Because they believe is a taboo, is a discussion that should not take place. It is demonic. Christianity is in vogue, therefore we must blend and flow with it. I don't know if my brothers and sisters know that tradition is based on unsani, what the land forbids. Many inhuman acts are not condoned. You see, rather they are considered taboos or abomination or sacrilegious in tradition, even when undertaken by any defaulter who is prone to correction and carrying out of cleansing rituals in atonement. You now understand why tradition is based on nsani. It will help you live well with your neighbor. It will make you know the things that you do that is not good to your fellow human. It will make you to be enshrouded in sacredness, in holiness. You will learn to avoid those things that are considered abomination and taboo, which is for the betterment of mankind. You see, tradition abhors lesbianism, homosexuality, bestiality. Bestiality is sleeping with animals and other evil social vices. Whereas in religion condones it, they promote it. But guess what? Why religion is promoting all these with their doctrines and dogmas, it has damaged our communal lifestyle in various parts of Igbo land. Now, this Christmas that just was celebrated, I don't know how many people gather together in unity in their own umuna. Did they did the meeting take place, umuna meeting? Did they partake and share? Did they eat food from the same pot? Did they exchange stories, ideas? It brought about a decline. Religion brought about a decline in our population as they forced monogamy on Igbo society. But in tradition, we already know that polygamy is accepted. So women, they open their heart to love one another, to love each other. There was zero prostitution in Igbo land. I was opportune to read the book of I think Reverend T. Basden, The Igbos of the Niger, where he described our society, talked about our myths and mythology, our culture, our music, our spirituality, which is Ọdịnanị. Eh? You see that today, because of religion, our women are no longer tolerant. They see each other as competitors, they see each other as enemies. There is no natural love. They see marriage as competition. The promotion of feminism, I don't understand. But if our children grew up under tradition, they will know that tradition supports and promotes polygamy. And a man that engages in polygamy is not a poor man. He should be morally upright, have the strength, stamina, financial wherewithal. Then those days, ban of yam. But today it's still applicable. When you embark on polygamy, you don't just marry lazy women. because most of our ladies today, they lack skills. Check out before, if when we are practicing tradition, our ladies, they learn a lot of things. They weave basket, they learn trade. You see various markets in Eke, Uria, Fonkwa market. See different women with their gari and the pepper, vegetables, cocoyam, edibles. They bring it to the market because they are hardworking. They go to the farms. Some who can engage in fishing activity, they fish and dry the fish. Azumpo, they bring it. Our women were engaged. They don't jump from one man to the other to make money, sleep around and make money like is obtainable today. It is because of the breakdown of our spirituality, psychologically, spiritually, and physically. It has shredded, it has torn the fabrics of our communal life. As a result of that, we have a high rate of single mothers, prostitutes, slave queens, side chicks, and so on and so forth. But previously in our Igbo society, polygamy was practiced and there was no existence of prostitution. But the advent of religion spoiled our cultural heritage. It spoiled our tradition. It is not late to return back to tradition because it's the way of life and prosperity for our people. Now, in tradition, Ọdịnanị, there are principles one should have for you to be a great and pure traditionalist. Number one, you should know your God of incarnate. Know your chi. Number two, know your ndị ichie. You should recognize your ancestors because their blood runs in your DNA or their DNA runs in your blood. They are the ones that will fight your battles. They are the ones that are the way openers, the way makers. Even if they are dead, you need to feed them. You need to venerate them. Because if your eyes of understanding get opened, you will see that they are still with us. Number three, know your Agu. Many people now say that Agu is devilish, is demonic, is this and that. They say that out of ignorance. Agu is like the Holy Spirit of Ọdịnanị. Number four, know your ndị mmiri. Because everybody came to this earth through a portal. So you should know them. Know your water incarnate spirit. Because of our women that normally have problem of marine husband and so on and so forth. Out of the misconception of religion, they rain fire, Holy Ghost fire on them. Not knowing that we have ways of appeasing and pleading with this spirit, and we give them what they want, and they in turn make way for the person to prosper. If the person comes through the water portal, why won't you align and be in good terms with them for your goodness and manifestation on earth? If you come through land or earth, why won't you align with them? You see why tradition is very important. Because ignorance of all this makes one suffer. So many families are in bondage because they have destroyed their traditional abode, or should I say artifact. There are some of them that are powerful, like osisi ofo. If any family destroys that, there will be big problem. Some have run mad. Some their lineage have become desolate. No more children. Some are in perpetual poverty because of what they destroy out of ignorance. And you see these people that lead you to go and destroy these things, your pastors and evangelists, they will not be there to face the music. They know what they are doing. They will lead you. Yes, you are the one that invited them. They will ask you to go and bring it out. Oh yeah, pour fire. Put the fire. You'll be doing everything by yourself. You see, if you are fully aware and you are in your senses, you will know that once the repercussion comes, you will be the partaker while your pastor is exonerated. Your ancestors will come for you, of course. Ayahana Diegu. When they come, you will really know that they are your ancestors. You will feel the heat. So imagine if you now, someone now dies and transitions over to the other side. Imagine how it would be. You are alive and you are firing your ancestors. Fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. When you become an ancestor, you receive the same heat, you receive the same fire. Number 5, know the Okummo, that's the altars of your family, your kindred, village, and community. Know that's the paternal and maternal side. Yes, it helps a lot. That is where you go and talk to these spirits and they intercede for you. That is where you go, you give them what they want, and they bless you. Number 6, know your EUY. EUY is oath of life. Very, very important. This is your covenant of incarnation, your covenant of incarnate. It helps a lot for someone to know their oath of call, their oath of life. It will help you avoid endless mistakes because a lot of destinies have been destroyed. Number 7, you must know the waters of your town and your mother's town, father's side, mother's side. Number 8, you should not have sexual intercourse with somebody's wife. Now, these are the things that makes Ọdịnanị outstanding. It makes tradition outstanding. You don't have to indulge in sexual intercourse with a widow who is still in her late husband's family. You do not indulge in sexual intercourse with a divorcee whom the family has not collected back her bride price. You don't have sex with a woman that is under menstruation, even your own wife. A lot of people's destiny have been destroyed this way. That blood from the menstrual flow is very, very powerful, very, very deadly too. Enwere nsọ anị na tradition. Amara maka ụka n'ụka. Because nowadays what we see in churches, oh my goodness. In tradition, you do not steal or covet your fellow man's property. You don't bear false witness against anybody or swear on what you know nothing about, be it serious or comic. You do not indulge or belong to any blood covenant group or cult, secret cult. For some people that say that tradition is demonic, is this, is that. I hope you are listening now. You should know that once you are in tradition and you are keeping to the rules and regulation, you are almost a holy person, a saint. You don't have to indulge in any sexual intercourse with a fellow man or woman or animals of any sort. You don't have sexual intercourse with your blood relatives, what we call incest. And anybody who has done this, cleansing, strong cleansing. It's not a cleansing of bathing with soap or water or vegetable, herbs. No. Cleansing. It is blood for blood. A virgin animal, sheep or goat or chicken will be used to cleanse the land because it has repercussion. Even somebody that is driving on the road and you kill somebody, please, even if you run away because of fear, find a way to go to the family and plead for their forgiveness. Because the blood of the person you jammed accidentally will deal with you, will fight you. So anyị nwere nsọ anị in tradition. You see, maybe because of how the British missionaries converted Igbo people to Christianity, we tend to think that that's the ultimate. Anyị na-afụzi ụka ka ezigbo ife melụ n'ala Igbo. But we should be realistic. We should know that lots of our traditional institutions was destroyed. We abandoned our indigenous spirituality. Eh? Our brothers started fighting against each other. Bitter rivals. We quarrel because Christianity arrived. Now some families are separated. Onye nke a na-eje Anglican, onye nke a na-eje Catholic, onye nke a na-eje Pentecostal. Efulia? No more unity. We cannot speak with one voice. We become enemies of one another. We become so desperate in everything that we do. Is like a competition in our community. We build houses, we raise the wall, we raise the fence to cover the building. They tell us that during the time that we do our general family meeting, that we will become poisoned. All sorts of things. They peddle a lot of falsehood just to take away our originality from us. So some of our people, out of fear, they surrender. Let me become a Christian. And now you see how people in Christianity lie with aplomb, how they commit all sorts of atrocities, and they believe that there is a sky daddy that will forgive them. Oh, merciful Father, and wash with his blood. It's a lie. You that commit abortion, there is consequences. You killed. You killed an ancestor. Because we Igbos, we believe in reincarnation. Now our tradition teaches us that abortion is very bad. Why should you deny the child the existence? You want to have fun? No one values virginity anymore because of Christianity. We lack respect for our parents. We talk to them anyhow. Of course. Because we want to be civilized. Tradition is very good because it promoted unity in our society, even till today. That lots of our youths, they are returning back to tradition. Some of them, they ask a lot of questions. Why don't we have museum? We don't document all this. Of course, everything we are looted. But some are still behind. Why don't we go to our various shrines in our villages and restore them? Build a good obu. Modernize it. Make it look more appealing. The way it's obtainable in India, China, Japan. You see, many people don't even know that in tradition we use what we call ofo, ikenga, oposi, kola nut, nzu, alligator pepper, mmanya ọkụ. Once they see you with all this, they start trembling. Hey, it's fetish. Ọ na-agwọkwa ọgwụ. Ọ na-agwọ ọgwụ. Christianity was used to destroy the foundations of the indigenous social order in order for them to build theirs. In their own words of justification and unified goal with the government, pull down the fabric of the native society in order to build on the ruins. Ọdịmma. Well, we need to know today that tradition is good for the ignorant Igbo Christian who wants to remain unteachable and overloaded with dogma. But today, let us be enlightened, be free-minded, be a free-minded Igbo who is ready to understand and appreciate the experience of his ancestors, whose stories were unwritten and they were overwhelmed by the victorious narratives of the missionaries. There is no difference between the merchants, colonialists, and the missionaries who worked together, primarily for the benefit of the Igbo. No, but for their utmost agenda of advancing their country's economic well-being and material prosperity. How I wish our people, Ndi Igbo, between the ages of 25 and 40 years, would read F.K. Ekechi's missionary enterprise and rivalry in Igbo land, so that they will know their tradition, so that they will know all those hidden things. The book is F.K. Ekechi, Missionary Enterprise and Rivalry in Igbo Land. You can search for it on Google. So our people should free their thoughts and know that our ancestors really tried for us. They were not evil people. If they were evil, they will not think about the future for us. They will not ensure that we are protected. Do you understand? I hope my listeners are following. Because why I'm saying this is that tradition is very good, very nice. Ọdịnanị amaka. Maka mba na-asụ n'onu n'onu, ụfọdụ na-asị kpọọ ya ọdịnanị, ụfọdụ sị ọdịnala. But there is a difference between Ọdịnanị and Omenala. Omenala talks about our culture. Ọdịnanị talks about Igbo spirituality. That is the difference. We should remember that we'll one day die and become ancestors. Now imagine your children calling you a demon, all in the name of Christianity. Eh? Our people have destroyed their ancestors' abode. And so suffering continues. We are now suffering endlessly today because of what Ndioka told us that is demonic. I said it before, I said it earlier. When you see such families that did this, that committed these atrocities, there is no progress, there is setback, there is poverty, psychological trauma, stillbirth, childlessness. I wish our people should have a rethink and go back to our ancestral spirituality, go back to our ancestral lineage, we'll go back and repair what we have destroyed so that we'll have peace and progress. Tradition is not evil. Ọdịnanị is not evil. Our ancestors' DNA flows in us. Let us stop cursing our lineage. Let us stop raining powerless Holy Ghost fire on our ancestors that give us their name. Their name. Yes, this reminds me, some who after a while, they will change their name. We are no longer proud of our Igbo names, indigenous names. You see someone answering God's power, God's speed, or God's power Johnson. And the person is an Igbo person. Now, why are you ashamed? Because Nina Zamweke, Wani, Mbafo, Mburi, Mbogo, Okeke Okonkwo. Wouldn't you rather be happy that you pray to Saint Okeke to pray for you? Wouldn't you be happy you call on Saint Onyebuchi? Why do you leave your own saints to start venerating a foreign saint. Huh? In fact, if we really think outside of the box, we should know that we were copied. They emulated us, but in the process, they used it to subjugate us. Our ancestors gave us their name, their blood runs in our vein, gave us their root, gave us power, gave us land. I have not seen a family that rejected the land, though, that their ancestors gave to them or bequeathed to them. Rather, you go and destroy ancestors' abode, Ubu. You destroy your four. Why not destroy the land too and say, oh, no, you don't want the land? Some will even argue that calling Jesus and Holy Ghost fire is very effective and powerful. That when they pronounce this name, the ancestors run away. The undead water spirits run away when those names are mentioned. But you don't know out of your ignorance that your ancestors do not like competition. They don't like noise. They don't like comparisons. In fact, they are very ashamed that you, their child, their blood is making unnecessary noise. Because they appear to you to bring you back. You are screaming, fire, fire. My people, let us retrace our steps. Let's come back to our roots. Let's come back to our traditional spirituality, our tradition, Ọdịnanị amaka. It's not that our ancestors are scared when you mention the name or when you fire them with fire. They are not even scared of those names, but they don't like noise. You should know they are in your DNA. I want you to know that traditional spirituality follows the law of nature, while religion is based on book. Religion fills you with dreams of glory in heaven, whereas spirituality will make you experience glory and heaven here on earth and now. Religion will promise you heaven or hell after death, but tradition, Ọdịnanị, is about finding the creator from within us. Within us, the God we are looking for is inside of us. The creator is inside of us during life and death. We only have one spirituality, but in religion we have several that has led to so many confusion, so many dogmas, so many doctrines. Tradition is very good, 100%. Let us retrace our steps. A lot of people have become confused. Even so many people that are blessed with awu, that force of creativity, that revelational spirit, that Holy Spirit. People tell them, oh, you are possessed, you are this, you are that, whereas the solution lies therein. Come back to your ancestral line. Trace your ancestral lineage. You see where your gift comes from. Of course, your gift is not from the book, the storybook. The storybook that has a set of dogmatic rules manipulative to weak minds. Religion makes you not to think with your God-given brain, the brain your creator gave to you. But with spirituality, you are always aware. You are in tune with nature. You are vibrating in frequency with the universe. Spirituality makes you to reason about everything. Ọdịnanị, that is traditional spirituality. It makes you to reason about everything, question everything, to discover, to understand. It gives you inner peace and happiness. On the contrary, religion threatens you, scares you. It speaks of sin and guilt. It is propagated by human, man-made. Religion is man-made. But spirituality teaches you to learn from your error. It is natural without human rules. Ọdịnanị gives peace and unity and progress, whereas religion will cause divisions. It happens in families. You see, somebody from Anglican church doesn't want the daughter or the son to marry a woman from Catholic church, or vice versa. Division, disunity, segregation. But with ọdịnanị, kedu nwa onye dị ihe a? Ọ nwa Okeke Nwamgboafọ. Ọnwụ ya dị ife a, omume ya amakakwa. Nne, anyị na-abịa be unu, ka anyị bịa fụ nne gị na nna gị. You see the spirit of unity ọdịnanị displays. Spirituality transforms you and makes you active. That is what ọdịnanị does. Tradition, it transforms you and makes you active. It gives you wisdom and knowledge. It teaches you that who you are seeking, your creator, is inside of you. Ọdịnanị teaches that all people are equal. We are all brothers and sisters. It shows us that our ancestors are good people. They came for the progress of mankind. But religion will say that there is this special people in so place that they are the ones that have direct access to God. Religions will tell you that the first humans are these people. Religion will tell you that God is in heaven. Religion will, in fact, kill to impose a dogma on people. Religion will make you passive, but tradition will make you very, very active in spirit, soul, and body. Our people need to wake up. We really need to wake up to know that a lot is expected from us. We need to restore back our ancestral throne. We need to go back to the drawing board and restore what has been destroyed out of ignorance. We need to know and value what we have. We should not be intimidated into accepting religion and abandoning our indigenous religion to spirituality. We should respect one another, because respect is reciprocal. I say, one more maybe na one mother, one mother maybe na one more. You respect the spirit respects you. And that is how life is. Tradition is all about balance. Things are balanced. When you know, oh, your ancestors stand for you, even while they are not still with you, you know you still have to communicate with them. They protect you, they release their blessings on you. Why would you become a spiritual person? Why would you not believe in tradition? When you know that you have your God of incarnate, your chi, won't you strive to live well? Won't you strive to work hard? When you align with your chi, you see things work for you. You know, you find your purpose, you know your purpose on why you are here. For those that have agu, if you are conversant with tradition, you will see it is nothing evil. All you need to do is to align with your agu. Then you now unleash your positivity, your creativity. If you are a healer, if you are good in technology, if you are a musician, if you're a good businessman, you have so many kinds of agu. It's not something to be afraid of, to cast and bind. When you know that your potter, your source, you come from water, what do? You align with your water spirit, because they are behind your success in life. They will help you discover yourself. They give you inspiration. For a dibia, they reveal things to you. You know you don't have to be afraid of your source. For you to live well while you are on earth, you should align with them. Be at peace with them. Now, for these families that have what we call Okumuo altars or shrines in their families, in their kindred or village or community, please stop destroying it. If you know what you have, you will restore it for those ones that have destroyed it. If you know what you have, you need to restore them. Rebuild the ones that have been totally destroyed, to have peace, to have prosperity, to flourish, to prosper. Our ancestors were wise. They were all wise men and women. Why should this generation, our generation, be the foolish and ignorant ones? Why should we discard our originality? Why should we not embrace our culture and tradition? It is very important that we know this, because it will help us rediscover ourselves, our community, our society. We will know that anybody that becomes demonic and evil is a matter of choice. Traditional spirituality does not encourage evil, does not encourage one to be bad or to commit atrocious things and get away with it. However, my listeners, I hope you enjoyed this discussion of today titled Tradition, Ọdịnanị. Remember, I said it is the ancient way of worshiping natural elements or spirits. It could be of the land, water, fire, and air, because it is the way which we can get our heart's desires from our ancestors, from this ancestral spirits that have been helpful to our forefathers. They harnessed those potentials and it worked for them. How will you now say it will not work for you? How will you now be the destroyer? They left something good and great for you. You will now become the destroyer. It has always been in existence. Why should you be the person, the harbinger of bad? Despite everything, I do encourage my brothers and sisters who have returned back to Ọdịnanị to evangelize and spread the word, even though we borrow the word evangelization. We don't need that, because in Igbo land, every family has an Obu, very unique and dynamic setting, very unique and dynamic spirituality. We don't converge together in church like religion forced us to. So that faga akụkọ anyị isi ọnụ. Onye nke ekwu okwu nwanne ya sị, shut up, sit down. You are wrong. I am the right person. You see? But tradition encourage communality, communal life, togetherness in families. Nwanne malụ nwanne ya, nne na nna ene ụmụ ha anya. They will know when their children are deviating. They will correct them. They will find time to train them to learn one skill or the other. But today, what do we have? Families are scattered. No unity. Even in marriages, You see a woman that is married into a family dividing the family. My mother-in-law is a witch. My father-in-law is a wizard. All because of religion. Now they have now made marriage, it is only me and my husband. Only me and my husband. I don't want any member of the family. The husband that you just met, let's say a year ago or 2 years, maybe in that relationship, before you people finally agree to go to the altar. Now many people run away from traditional marriages. They say that white wedding is the best because of ignorance. White wedding is another man's culture, another man's tradition, another man's kind of wedding. Our own is Ibambu, where you call on your ancestors to come and celebrate with both families. You now covenant them to go with their children and bless their family. You see our people, out of ignorance, they pour away the marriage palm wine. Oh, it is poison, it is this, it is that. And the act of pouring that in away shows that you do not accept the man as your husband, or the woman does not accept the man as the wife or the husband. It has spiritual meaning because we are a spiritual race. Igbo is a spiritual race. We should learn, relearn, and unlearn. Lots of things have gone wrong in our society because we abandoned the ancient path. I want us to retrace our steps back today to that ancient path that is filled with light, that is filled with glory, that is filled with progress, prosperity, joy, peace, happiness, so that we can unite and speak in one voice. Religion has really dealt with us. We no longer speak with one voice. We no longer deliberate, then finally arrive at a decision. You see, nowadays, our children, when they want to do their traditional marriage, for those who care to do that, you see them wearing another man's traditional attire. What happened to Igbo attires? What happened? Acculturation and civilization has made us to jettison our tradition, has made us to jettison our culture, had made us to hate everything about us. I enjoy my listeners to have a rethink and know that tradition is a natural way of life, of worshiping spirit. Even though lots of people are turning it into something evil and demonic, we should stand against evil, because that is why our ancestors instituted what we call alosi. Now, alosi means aluwosi. Put it to a stop, put it to an end. Aluwosi. But the name has been corrupted. Once you hear alosi, they'll say, oh, it's a mighty demon. Oh, he's a spirit, blood-sucking spirit. My people, let us retrace our steps. Let us know that every human being that was created has spiritual links with lots of spirits. Yes, we live in a spiritual world where everything we do is 90% spiritual and 10% is only physical. We should retrace our steps so that our ancestors will bless us. So those spirits they covenanted to protect their children will fight for us, will prosper us, will bless us. Only for those that recognize and venerate them. We should know that what we have is good. Not dependidile, what we have is potent. We should not be afraid of knowing the truth and speaking the truth. We should know that true living can make one to live long, and it is only found in tradition. Thank you for listening. Join us same time next week. Bye-bye. From Dibia Nwangu Uchendu. Ka ọ dị.